Good afternoon, Aries. You may be last on the list, but you certainly are not the least. And I purposely saved you guys for last because this full moon is going to be happening in Aries, and I wanted the overall energy from this read to help you guys in the best manner possible. One thing that I note is that certain things are coming to an end with the appearance of the world card at the bottom of the deck right now. The deck has just been shuffled not too long ago. And I do this for every sign now. I shuffle the deck and I see what cards are at the bottom because this gives me a general notion or a general idea of how the energies are moving around and what you may be encompassing here in the near past or in the present. And what's basically affecting the whole situation. Now, rightly so, there are things coming to an end, and this full moon is in your sign. So if you have any planets in that area, you will have the effects of this Aries full moon energizing you. But this energy, I kind of feel like, uh, in some way, you might feel like lashing out with the appearance of the crocodile in the reverse, and with the gazelle right underneath that. This is definitely the setting of a sun. So the setting of an old empire, the ending of something, and the beginning of something new. Because anytime there's a world card and an ending, there's always a new beginning. And I feel that this new beginning is going to be with friends. Friends that uplift you, friends that are positive, friends that will help lead you to the gate. Because with the gatekeeper, I feel like you guys are right here. You guys are right about to pass through. And this energy is going to actually show itself here within the full moon and then the next 2 weeks after that. I feel like it's necessary to show you guys, this is a singer of intuition, and your intuition has been telling you this for quite some time now, probably since the beginning of this moon cycle that started off in Libra, your opposite sign, or the opposite sign to yours. But without further ado, I'll crack on with my spiel, right? My little intro. My name is David. I work with tarot and astrology, and I work with fairy cards by Brian Froud, and I also work with the animal spirits. And aside from that, I also use intuitive methods in order to be able to come to the information that I come to. And this information is always in some way helpful to those who listen to it. So hopefully you can take away something from this as well. As you can see, getting ready for the Halloween season, I have some little decorations and stuff like that. And this is just to help me get closer to that veil which separates us from the spirit world. Oh, okay. So you guys got the fire ant. Yes, definitely working with fire energy. And with the fire ant, it's I feel like you are the center. You're the center in this group dynamic, and I feel that as you're working with this group dynamic, this passion that you carry with you, it's going to be that one thing that allows for others to uplift you, to uphold you. I feel like you are going to have this confident type of energy, but first you got to get rid of. But first you have to get rid of the energy of the crocodile. And I'll just go ahead and read the book here quickly, just so that you guys can have that tool at your disposal. And I just hit my knee. Okay, um, rest or Makarasana pose is that's either a yogic pose or Tai Chi pose or Qigong pose. So I don't know what kind of pose that is, but it's some kind of pose. Now, with the hawk showing up, I feel like all right. So the hawk showed up in the upright, the beaver showed up in the reverse. Now, with the hawk in the upright, I feel like you guys are about to take a higher vantage point. You guys are about to literally fly into the sun, so to speak. And with this illumination process, it's it might actually cause you guys to be less of a hard worker, a little bit more of a thinker, I guess you could say. You guys are gonna finally like start seeing the people who support you, the people who don't support you, bringing an end to those things that don't support you, and actually a new beginning in the things that do. But I want to go into the fire ant energy, and look at that, came right to the source. Um, it could speak about aggression, rigid thinking, and as I mentioned with the crocodile, there's that lashing out energy. It's a fire energy, and I do believe that this kind of energy can be coming from your emotions. But best way to balance that is to take a walk out at night. Of course, as you take a walk out at night, observe nature, see what nature shows you, and there might actually be a sign in there. Now, if you can balance this out, this energy will be thoughtful, and you'll actually be able to think about your support group. You'll be able to think about your friends. Now, let's move on to the beaver energy. Let's see what the beaver has to show us. In the upright, the beaver is about hard work, loyalty, tirelessness, and family first. But um, I feel like you guys feel worn out. You guys have probably been working nonstop, probably very hard, if not nonstop. And this is allowing you guys to see a higher vantage point in not just life, but in whatever the situation is. And I do feel that once you guys balance out this energy, you guys will be able to be productive once more. I do feel that some of you guys are already being productive, and this had to have taken some kind of higher vantage point, some kind of higher perspective in order to encompass this energy. But you guys are really looking at that group dynamic, and I do feel like, in whatever sense, that you guys will be encompassing this fire type energy during this full moon. A lot of people are being activated on the full moon, which is very nice for transformations and movement from the old to the new. So now we go to the fairies. Let's see. Oh, well, you guys got the black egg too. Yes, definitely. This is definitely something about speaking your truth, and this is definitely something um, about coming from a place of um, how would I best say it? It's coming from an authentic space. A space of being honest with yourself. But this is about speaking the truth, your truth. And I do feel that this is what's necessary in this case. You've actually taken the higher vantage point to see the whole situation. In a sense, this is the kind of thing that I'm seeing. It's like this is everybody down here, and you're up here, and you're circling around, going around. You're looking at the situation, and you're looking at everybody down there. So if that makes any sense to you guys, awesome. If it doesn't, then chuck it. But that's just what the cards are showing me here. Doesn't mean that you guys aren't hard workers. It's just that some of you guys might be being lazy right now. Okay, the singer of initiation. So you guys are being initiated. Um, you guys are being initiated by this full moon, for sure. A lot of signs are being initiated on this full moon, and you guys will be going through a specific journey of sorts. Like I mentioned, you guys are going through an end, some kind of ending of a large cycle, and you guys are, in a sense, coming out more with your own energy, and coming out more as yourselves, not really following this rigid way of thinking, because this rigid way of thinking has kept you in a state of work, probably work that had no purpose, or the inability to start work. And and as the beaver remains upside down for now, it tells me that maybe right now you guys need to take a break. right before the cycle ends, there are some things that are supposed to come in. The hawk specifically is a message for you guys from the divine, and the only time that you can hear these messages from the divine is if you sit and rest. And with the beaver is one of those cards that's supposed to show us um, where to work and how to work. But before you can do that, you have to have this message from source. And that's why you're being initiated into the fold. Okay, so you guys got the fawn in the upside down or in the reverse. And I've never seen this card in the reverse, so let's see what it has to say. Okay, with the fawn in the reverse, um, okay, so this is stagnant energy, of course. This stagnant energy could come across from this rigid thinking, from the need for people to follow your orders. But this is energy that has caught you and your group dynamic kind of bogged it down, has kind of tied it down, doesn't really allow it to be free, doesn't allow it to breathe. And this fire energy could be suffocating, right? I get the word suffocating. I hope that none of you are suffocating or are about to suffocate. But in the metaphorical sense, whatever this energy is that you guys have been carrying so far from the past, it's it's suffocating the life out of the people that are around you, out of the group dynamic that's going on. And that's why the universe is initiating you, because it's trying to show you a higher vantage point by giving you a message. Could be that this reading right here is a message for you, but the Laume, it's about giving and receiving unconditionally. And if I go to the book, it would definitely say that. Unconditional giving, unconditional receiving. Yep. So, and a lot of the times we try to like overwork ourselves, but sometimes, it may be necessary for us to let other people uh, give to us when it's necessary. As Aries are always trying to give people something, and Aries, they usually require some kind of assistance in the end. But Aries, you guys are the best ones to start anything. And at this point, I feel like this is a necessary need to start a higher spiritual road, so to speak. And it's definitely the beginning of something new, but this might actually be something more spiritual. Okay, so topsy turvets in the reverse. I have no idea. Maybe this is flipping things right side up again. Maybe this will work in flipping the beaver right side up again. But let's see. There's a change of point of view, fresh looks, new way of seeing things. All right. So with it in the reverse, uh, hmm. In the reading, the turbot suggests that things need to be looked at from another angle. I mean, in the upright, it suggests that things need to be looked at from another angle. But this card in the reverse, even when it's turned sideways in a layout, only worse. The turbot says grumpily. And of course, since we're talking about changes of views, viewpoints, and stuff like that, I do believe that this is part of what's causing that energy or the dynamic feel of this group or this whatever it is that you guys are involved in to feel like it's only the worst that can possibly happen. And when you have this kind of thinking, it creates a negative space, and from there, the negative space or the negative energy creates negative situations, negative circumstances, because everything is from cause and effect. You do something, something else will result of that. Oh, the 0 point card in the reverse. Wow. Okay, so I definitely got to read this one for you guys. Okay. In the upright, it's guidance, direct communication with fairy. And in the reverse, this card often means that you aren't listening. It may mean other things as well, but that is between you and your fairy friend. Or your fairy friend. I feel like Source has been trying to get a hold of you for a while, with no avail. But I do believe that Source is now having the ability of getting a hold of you through various different signs and synchronicities. There's no ignoring it anymore, Aries. These changes are going to take place. These changes are taking place already, even if you're not aware of them. And these changes are for the better. This message from Source could very well be this tarot reading, but I do believe that you still have your message coming in. And once you do that, it'll actually turn the energy of the beaver right side up. Yeah, see, you guys have been you guys. There's a necessary need to sit back and take another viewpoint. Don't think about the worst. Don't think about the best. Don't try to do something in order for something else to manifest. All you got to do is just be. Look at this guy. He just is. He's just hanging from this tree, and yet he's enlightened. And I feel that the reason why things are stalling and taking long right now is because there's a necessary need to view things from a different viewpoint, a different perspective. And that's what the top T turbits, or that's what the basic message of the top T turbits is. Because to whatever degree you guys have been feeling like there hasn't been any passion, um, but this connection, or you guys have the singer of connection at the bottom of your fairies read. And this is telling me that the overall reading for what's going on here along the fairy cards is that there's a connection to source that needs to be made. I guess you can consider this source, but you haven't been listening to source. And so now it's necessary for you to listen to source. Now, with the Fawn and the King of Wands in the reverse, it's necessary to organize some kind of outing, some kind of event to bring back the passion. Right now, I think they view you as this, the King of Wands upside down. We all know you're the Emperor, obviously. However, you're not portraying the energy of the Emperor. And this reading should help you in making that connection so that you can receive the message that you need to receive from Source or your guides. And this will actually bring the passion back. Yeah, because there's the necessary need to give and receive love. There's a lack of passion. There's no forward movement. There's no desire. There might be desire, but there's no energy of movement to get it going. I'm almost getting a lack of courage. Also, I feel like maybe you guys have been working really hard, and since you saw no results, boom, King of Wands in the in the reverse, and Knight of Wands in the reverse. Very hard to move away from this, but you do know that to some extent that you need to heal from it or to heal through it, I should say. And with the Knight of Wands, it's necessary, like, not to try to run away, but to approach this from a place of love. Like I said, from a place of love. You guys got the Knight of Cups. This could be some kind of message coming in. This could be a thought, an emotion that comes in. But I'm telling you, there's no reason for you guys to expect the worst, especially with the Knight of Cups in the upright, because the Knight of Cups, he knows his emotions. He knows what he's riding with. He knows what he's carrying. That baggage that he doesn't have any baggage except what's in that cup. And of course, the Knight of Cups connects with the Pisces, or the Pisces sign. So this deals with your dreams, which are connected to your emotions, by way of communication. if you only expect the worst, and that's what you talk about in your communication, not just vocal, but in your body language, then that's not going to draw the opportunities that you need in order to grow and advance. But look at the universe has been telling you self care. I mean, it brings back that song from it brings back that song from what was his name again? I can't remember, but it says self care. I'm treating me right, right. Hell yeah, it's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. So in a sense, Source has been telling you care for yourself, nurture that creativity within yourself. This energy that you're feeling is necessary so that you can bring yourself into alignment with the source, with make that connection. And of course, I do feel like you guys have been feeling like maybe there hasn't been any communication, but the universe has been sending you guys signs this whole time. It's just you haven't had the passion to reach up there and take that wand out of the sky, you know? I mean, obviously, these two have wands, right? But I do feel like they've dropped them, or like you've dropped them, somewhere between your journey, the beginning of your journey, and your destination. But regardless of what's going on, I do feel like it's a necessary need to connect to source because then this is how you know yourself, and then at the same time, this is how you make that connect, or this is how you work to make that connection to begin the initiation for you to move into a new cycle. That's actually very good, Aries. With that, I would like to end your reading. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for being a watcher. Thank you for your likes. Um, I'm thinking that maybe this is a message, but that shouldn't limit you from receiving any other messages from any other readers or anywhere else in nature for that matter. So with that, we conclude your reading. Make that connection to source. Care for the self. Wait for this message, and don't be so rigid in your thinking. Don't be so like right, just like the emperor would. Kind of let off a little, and let things take their course. Don't try to take control. With that, I bid you a good afternoon. I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All, signing out.